So this video is about how you can integrate the character with the insight that you get through awakening. And why we need to integrate these two things? Well, the character does not disappear with awakening. It continues. So it's not even a choice. You will have to do it. You will need to find peace with the character. If you don't, there will be an internal conflict that will not make you happy. It's a misunderstanding that the character disappears with awakening. You see through the character. You realize that you're not the character. You realize during awakening that you are pure consciousness, not a small consciousness here separated from the one divine consciousness. No. You realize that you're undifferentiated consciousness, and therefore the consciousness here is the same than the consciousness through a plant that is looking through a plant, an animal, or another person. You see through the character because you realize that you're not the character, but the character will come back with different levels of intensity. It could be sometimes with some emotional charge, and other times will be just more like a background belief, and sometimes you will feel very empty and free, but the character will not disappear. So what are you supposed to do with the character? Well, there are two things that you need to hopefully attain. First is to heal the character. After awakening is easier. The character is it loses its defenses. It drops the defenses. Defenses are a big problem because don't allow you to surrender, to let go of the painful parts of the character. So when these defenses drop, then the healing of the character becomes much easier and faster and effective. And awakening brings that drop. I'm not the character, why defending it? They will not drop to zero, but they will drop very substantially, allowing you to finally stop defending yourself, your character. I worked in psychotherapy for many years, and I tell you that the defenses of the ego are extraordinary. Something so powerful. So people go to therapy. Sometimes they pay good money for therapy, but they boycott themselves and they don't let go because of the defenses around the ego. So one thing is to heal the character. The other one is to, which is similar, is to thin the character. As it heals, it becomes thinner. It becomes thinner, and then it doesn't have that density that it had before awakening. So these two things are very connected. You heal the character, it will become thinner. Then you want to remove the character from the throne of your life, and it's connected to the idea of becoming thinner. The thinner it becomes, the easier will be to put it at your feet, to serve you as consciousness, instead of being in the throne and in charge and running the show. So two things, healing the character and dethroning the character. But the character will continue. So you need to integrate it in your life. You need to have a friendly attitude towards the poor guy. Inner conflicts will not make you happy. This misunderstanding that the character completely dissolved during awakening, it comes because of, let's say, individuals like Ramana Maharshi. Ramana Maharshi had a powerful awakening at a very early age. Perhaps his ego was not yet consolidated. And eventually, people think that the character never came back, that he was God incarnated, consciousness incarnated, and there was no character there. I doubt it is true, quite honestly. I think that it came back to some degree, and that it was very thin, that character was very thin, but it was there. As long as there is a form, and there is the need to interact with other people, the character will tend to still be there somewhat. It was probably there, but his disciples didn't realize it. It was completely harmless. And it was not running the show. Yes, all that. All of the above. If you picture enlightened civilizations in the universe, in the cosmos, other planets where everybody is awakened, you may fantasize that, well, then they have no character. But I doubt it, because as long as there is form and interaction and social life and social interaction, you need the character to call another person so-and-so and to present yourself. So the character fulfills some roles and is valuable to understand which are these roles. And I'm going to mention two of them here, so that you begin to see the character as a tool to function in the world, and not your enemy. The first is it fulfills a social role. You go to a coffee shop and you are there with friends, perhaps old friends that you were classmates at school, and you talk about old times. And you either you become a complete observer, thinking inside all these people are crazy, talking about beings that don't exist, or you become integrated in the conversation and have fun. You participate for the sake of enjoying the conversation and creating a nice conversation. At that moment, the character fulfills a role, a social role. If during the conversation you can arrest as awareness somewhat, then the character will have more difficulties to take over you. But even if it takes over and you get lost in the story, you know that it's just a fiction. It's an illusion. The character is an illusion. You already know that, and you will go back to the truth. The truth about what? The truth about you. There is another role which is connected to this human interaction. No? You're living in the market. You're not living in the path of the mountain top. In the marketplace, you need the character to participate in the market. Let's say you have a business. What are you going to do? You have to present yourself as a character, as a so-and-so, hopefully personable. Notice the word, personable, so that you will people will enjoy coming to you. And they will feel attracted to you because you have developed a healthy personality and a likable personality. So obviously you, in order to participate in the marketplace, in your own business, especially a business like psychotherapy, coaching, and so on, you need to develop a personable character. And the character there fulfills a purpose, so that it allows you to make a living doing what you like. If you need to get a job in any company, no matter what type of service you offer to that company, you will have to go through a process of selection. During that process, you will need to present yourself as a character again, so that you can get the job. If you present yourself as a character that has the requisites and the right character for the job, you will get it. If you don't, you will not. If you arrive there to the interview and they ask you, what's your name? Well, my name is I'm pure consciousness. I'm nobody. Okay, thank you. Next. So it fulfills a role, and that role allows you to make a living, get a job even. That basic. Then if you are working if you have a business that it has to do with finances, for example, you need to present a character that is completely different, with jacket and white shirt, nice tie. That's a business 101. Create an image that is appropriate for that industry. If you're a politician, big problem. So I hope this helps you to see the character as an instrument and not enter in a mortal fight with the character once you wake up, or even before, because as you begin to look videos about non-duality, you begin to wake up. You're already awakening, probably, if you came to this video. You're awakening little by little. Every YouTube that you are watching that pertains Advaita is waking you up. So you may enter in a conflict with the character even before awakening. So be careful. We need to understand what the path is about and have no fantasies that are unreal and unrealistic. That's why I have recommended coaching sessions after awakening, because I had them. I woke up with a teacher that he did the job. I hired him for that purpose. I told him, I want to wake up. Can you help me? He said, yes, I can help you. It took 6 months. Probably I was very slow. But at the end of 6 months, yes, it happened. He did the job. Or it happened, whatever way you want to say it. But then I continue working, having sessions every week. And for like 3 years to begin the process of embodying awakening. And it was helpful. Because as I have said in other videos, you're in a new territory. And this issue that I'm talking about in this video is a new territory. It's part of that new territory. And it's challenging to integrate the character with the awakening so that the character doesn't take over. But on the other hand, you don't enter into a mortal fight with it. It's challenging. And the solution, as I said, goes around realizing that the character is a tool, is a good tool for certain things. So in case you are awakened and you want coaching sessions for embodiment purpose, I leave you my email at the end of the description of this video. And if you haven't awakened, I would recommend the Awakening Protocol, and I leave you a link there also at the end of the description of the video. And read that description. Read the description of the video, because I put energy into it, making sure that it really summarizes all in an orderly fashion the ideas that I have presented during the video. During the video, I present the ideas more spontaneously. I don't have, occasionally I have an outline, but I don't like them that much. So what comes through is what you get. And so the description of the video is an opportunity to put these ideas in an organized manner. So if you are a kind of an engineer, or you have an engineering mind, which I used to have, I recommend that you read that description of the video. Okay, take care. Have a good one.